Girls Collective Fund at Purposeful is the first fund that actually places funds into the hands of girls. At the heart of what we do at Purposeful, girls' power, voices, and their choices is what we are known for. But however, we have realized that most of the resources available for girls don't actually get into the hands of girls. Therefore, Purposeful decided to design a girl-led group that will actually put money into the hands of girls. We acknowledge that all over the world and in Sierra Leone, girls are actually resisting. They're actually doing great work that people don't recognize. Community, organizations, families don't even recognize the power and the work that these girls are doing. The Girls Collective was really formed because we wanted to support what girls were doing. We wanted to place money in the hands of girls, removing the barriers and the limitation of how they will receive it and how they will use that fund. We were not there to take decisions for them. They were going to design their program and the funds will be given to them. They also have the choice to change their program in the mid of their implementation without asking us. It's their choice to make. The fund was actually given out to support girls because we know they are resisting. We wanted to rebuild and add to the work they have been doing. The fund was also given to girls to celebrate their radical imagination. We were also there knowing that girls were using joy as a resistance. They were dancing, they were using their joy, their laughter in their own special ways to resist patriarchy and all forms of violence that were coming against them. I will now invite Annette to talk about the Girls Collective Fund. Annette, I will leave you to tell us what it means to be the first group to receive money from Purposeful and how this fund has changed your life and the life of girls in your group and how community people see you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Aisha. My name is Annette Danema, a mentor from Oyamba District. Well, I may like to narrate my story in Creole, to properly narrate it in Creole. Well, first to be the sponsor, one program be the sponsor when I brag. They sponsor we, they give me finance, they sponsor we with school materials.
We were a part of a program that was sponsored by BRAC. They supported us financially and gave us school materials.
We are in, they make a safe space for we who they come for talk and story them or defend solution them to them.
They created a safe space for young girls to come around and just share their stories and find solutions that would work for them.
But before then, we landlord where we get the hosting, landlady where we get the hosting, program became done to time, where the program became done, the landlady decided for pulling at the place.
The BRAC program ended and the landlord found out and the landlord decided to drive us out.
And take all the school material in our hand.
And took all the school materials from our hands.
But by that time when we were with BRAC,
at that time when we were with BRAC,
they provide material for we because not be don't patch by then about material we sit down.
BRAC provided mats for us to sit down because we did not have chairs.
The big matter then, I hope so, but then big matter then, now be 3 then give me, there will be small matter and 6.
BRAC provided 3 big mats for us and the smaller mats, they gave us 6 of them.
So we decided to take one big matter, because for let we not scatter, for let not go back to the day, so I decided for let we the meet Namipala.
When we were moving out, I decided to take one of the mats so that I can take it to my living room so we could still continue meeting together as a group.
We'll be there on that process, and then we can hear another organization called Purposeful.
We were on that process meeting in my living room, and then we heard about another organization called Purposeful.
Where they asked me for all right application for a funding.
They asked us to write an application so that we could be funded.
Don't God can make them give you a huge amount of money.
Thanks to God, they gave us a huge amount of money.
Make I give you one example what do with that money.
So let me give you one example of what we did with the money.
We began a 12-year-old girl quickly.
We had a 12-year-old girl who was a part of our group.
Maybe they suffer from belly hearts.
She suffered from chronic stomach ache.
Even when they find at the safe space, they cry. Even at school, they cry. Make if fail like year, they not be pass.
Whenever she would go to school or go to the safe space, she would cry that her stomach was aching, and that contributed to her failing that year in school.
So this be don't come worst.
Her situation grew worse.
So im parents then decide to take her to hospital for checkup.
So her parents decided to take her to hospital to get checked out.
Then the doctor where they go to, he discover saying an appendix after where they don't do this scan.
After conducting some scans on her, the doctor discovered that the 12-year-old girl was suffering from appendicitis.
But her parents did not be financially strong, so sign up with them for them money for the surgery.
But her parents were not financially strong, so they had no way of getting the resources to perform the surgery on the young girl.
Because by then the TB don't come worse, so the TB dey between life and death.
At that time, the situation had grew worse, and the girl was in between life or death.
So we decided to come together as a team, as a group.
So as a group, we decided to come together.
Then we say we will save the life of the young girl. So we decided for give the family 1 million for the surgery.
As a group, we decided to come together, and we decided that we would give the girl 1 million leones, which at that time was approximately $100 for the girl to perform her surgery.
Even when the chiefs they not be there in the favor of the program, because they say people don't take the matter, they don't disobey them or know into them. They say they don't want the program and the community.
Even though the chiefs in our community were not in favor of the program because they believed that I disobeyed them after I took a mat from the safe space.
Because they take advantage saving a young girl, so they want just cut off the program. But I resist as a girl picking saving a woman. I say no, Esther program is a beneficiary program to young girls, and not go stop and Esther the payment terms.
I resisted. They wanted to seize advantage because I am a girl, but I resisted and I said this program is still going to continue.
I even tell her, say, just not go before back. If not to be that money where they give, this girl picking for don't lost in life.
I told the chief that with this program, it helped us resource that girl to go to the hospital.
Because by then, parents did not begin no side for money.
At that time, the parents of the girl had nowhere to get the money.
And guess what?
And guess what?
The surgery was successful.
If you're looking at all the impacts that projects have created in the life of girls, so Purposeful came up with our own initiative called the Girls Circles Collective, which is to create a self and collective guided opportunity for girls, led by young female mentors. How do we get these mentors? Mentors, these are a group of people who are organizing girls in their community, who are leading girls in their community to meet in their safe space, to discuss their issues affecting them as girls, to come up with things that how they help themselves, how they can solve their own problems in the community. As I'm speaking right now, we have over 207 safe spaces across Sierra Leone in 6 districts, with over 600 mentors and over 15,000 girls who are working in the Girls Circles Collective. So the Girls Circle Collective is enabling the girls to continue their journey that they have started through the Safe Space program funded by FCDO. Now we are also providing them with resources like mobile phones, top-up, stipends, and refreshments to help them together and to start collectivizing their own way in their communities. So to tell you how girls are powerful in this community, when we are supporting them with stipends and refreshments, they come together as girls. They did not use this money to say, let's go and cook. They start to think how they can use the fund to change their lives, to gain their power in their community. So as we are supporting them with all those resources, Purposeful is also supporting local partners across 6 districts to implement, to support those girls to gain their power in their community. Earlier this year, we supported girls with 21 grants, and in that 21 grants, over 39 mentors and 850 girls have benefited from the grants. We asked them, and when we say grants, we did not do this in our old traditional way of giving grants, where people will have to go to your computer to apply, or you have to go through a CV. No, we believe girls, they have been limited from those resources, so we're exposed to computers or being knowledgeable about how to apply for grants. We use the mobile phone, which is a smartphone we support them with. We give them the top-ups and data. We send them questions. What do you want? How will you use this money? How do you want to access the money? Meaning, how purposeful will transfer this money to you? The girls, the mentors who are leading those different groups across the country, they gather with their girls, they put their heads together, what they want to do with this money. How we will spend the money when purposeful will give us this money. So they sent us voice message, because we know the group we are working with, some of them have never been to school. Some of them only have that basic junior education, which is just MPSC exam. Some of them just attempted the Beke. So they sent us voice message. Some who we are able to write, they write them and say, we want this money, we want to do this. And we know that that's we are doing businesses with their refreshment budgets. So we give them the grants of a particular good sum of money, which most people in the communities who went to distribute these grants was a shock for them, saying it was the first time to lay money in the hands of girls with that particular sum of money. And now, just to emphasize and to clarify what I've said about the grants, I am here with one of my mentors who have benefited from the Safe Space programming, starting from FCDO fund, and now the grants will be distributed to them. So Mama will tell us how the grants have impacted our life and the girls and the collective as a whole. Maya.
Thank you very much, Auntie Aja. I'm Mariama M. Kamara from Kamakwe, Karina District. Well, before going on how the grant has impacted my life and the lives of my girls, I mean, first of all, want to tell you how it all came about. Well, we are living in a community where girls are not listened to. We are living in a community where girls do not have the right to speak for themselves. We are living in a community where girls do not have the right to make choices for themselves. So they were seeing us as people who do not have power. So it came to our notice that Purposeful are going around picking up mentors to mentor girls in different communities. So I was fortunate to be one of the mentors of Purposeful Girls Club. So in my girls circle, I have 26 girls that I'm mentoring. So actually, Purposeful are giving us stipend. So what I did was, I will not take this stipend, go and buy fancy things. I think I want the girls in my community to have power. I want the girls in my community to speak for themselves. I want them to make decisions on their own. So I took my stipend, gathered all the girls in my community. Despite for the COVID-19 pandemic, which restricted us for not meeting together, gathering together, speak, share our stories. So what I did, when the COVID-19 pandemic was around the country, I decided to make face masks for all the girls in my circle because they had restricted us that we should not meet together. So because I wanted to follow the rules so that I will not be captured as a victim, I decided to make those face masks and distribute it to all the girls in my circle in order for us to be meeting, sharing our stories, planning on how to go further. So I took my stipend, gathered all my girls, decided to be doing business together. So we'll be sharing our struggles, we'll be helping each other. So they all agreed. I used the stipend, give to each girl in my circle, and they started the business. So we come together, report what we have done so far, and support ourselves. So Purposeful see it that we have the initiative already. So I think we should support this girls' circle. And they supported us. Yeah, they supported us and we start when they give us the money, we came together as girls. We discussed what we want to do with the money, how we want to use it, and how it will take us so far. I have very brilliant girls in my circle. They made the decisions for themselves. I did not see it because I'm a mentor, I have to make decisions for them. No, they do it for themselves. We came together and agreed that we'll build a mini restaurant where we'll be selling food and people will come to buy food from us. So, the community where we are not listening to us, the community where we are not given chance to make choices, are now coming asking us, how did you do this? Where did you get this money from? In fact, we are not giving them ears because they never wanted to listen to us. So we continue with our goals. We continue on what we are focusing on. Started our business. People are buying from us. All the girls I'm having in my circle are not going to school. So get what? Come in September, I'm planning on sending 5 of my girls back to school. Because I believe girls have power and we can do it with or without men or whatsoever. And thanks to Purposeful who believe in us, who believe that we can manage money. So I'm pleading for every donor in here today. Trust girls with money. Girls can do it. They have power. They have all kind of thoughts to do it on their own. Thank you very much. I'm Mayama and Kamara from Kamakwe, Karina District.
Thank you so much, Mayama. No one would like to speak after you. I'm honored. And the Mentors Academy, it's a game-changing story for us because working with these young women, all these mentors, more than 600 of them, it's a game-changing story for us because we want mentors to come together individually to discover themselves. So for us, launching the Mentors Academy, the first feminist Mentors Academy in Sierra Leone, is very important to us as an organization. Yeah, because looking at these young women here, they are also supporting other girls in the community, but who looks after them? So for us, just bringing these young women together to be in a space where we can accompany them to self-discover, to be in a solidarity, to learn, to listen, to connect, and to dance. So the Mentors Academy is made up of that. So throughout this work, in bringing together these mentors, we accompany 50 mentors in this first initiative, wherein we convened them in McKinney, wherein we spoke about different things, but the first thing we spoke about is your relationship with yourself, because you cannot have a relationship with another person if you don't have a relationship with yourself. So we started this academy wherein the mentors individually will come together to discover themselves, who they are and what they want to do, the changes they will want to see, and how they will come together. So we envision that as an organization that is embedded in knowing that girls have the agency and they have the power. No girl is silent. It's either society have silenced them or we've taken the voices away from them. But if we bring them together to self-discover who they are, they can be able to claim their power and their rights. So we envision that we'll have a movement of mentors who build their powers not just individually, but they will be able to build their power collectively, and other girls will be inspired by them, and they will also be able to inspire other mentors, and their communities will be transformed. So, Mariama, sorry to go back to you. You are both part of the Girls Circles Collective Grant, and you are also a mentor from the Mentors Academy. I would like you to tell me the impact the Mentors Academy have been with you individually as a mentor.
Thank you very much, Auntie Umu. Wow, I would like to say, imagine an organization taking 50 girls through their own personal journey. I think it's just amazing. Well, being part of the Mentors Academy has created so much impact in my life journey. Because imagine coming together as girls, telling our stories in different ways. dancing, singing, healing from what we've been going through. I think it's just amazing. And also, the Men's Academy has let us see ourselves as sisters from different parts of the country. Someone has been in Both, but I've never known them. But because of the Men's Academy, I've come to know so many people from different parts of Sierra Leone. I think it's just amazing. Imagine if you are not my sister, I believe you cannot listen to me. If you are not my sister, you cannot respect me. If you are not my sister, you cannot hold me or hug me. But the Men's Academy has taught us to be sister. We created sisterhood. So because you are my sister, you will be my keeper. Because you are my sister, you will respect me. Because you are my sister, you will listen to me. Before now, girls do not have the opportunities to have people to listen to them. But because of the Men's Academy, purposeful staff went, and they were there, ready to listen to our stories. How can I tell my stories when I don't have someone to listen to me? I think I'll just be talking and people will start saying I'm mad. But they were there, listen to me. Listen to us. Listen to our story through dancing, singing, to heal ourselves. And you know, the best thing that I've got from that Men's Academy is when they told us to first start a relationship with ourselves. How can I have a relationship with another person without having a relationship with myself? So I think taking us through those lessons and sessions was so amazing. I know how to treat my sister when we meet anywhere. I know how to treat myself as a personal person. So if not for the Men's Academy, how would I have known that? And also before now, girls were not given the opportunities to sit and stand, raise their voices. They think we don't have voice. But because of the Men's Academy, I can now stand in my community and talk as a personal person. I can now know that I have voice. It was hidden. But because of the Men's Academy, I can raise my voice. Because they taught me that my voice is not hidden. We have it, but we are hiding it because we are afraid to raise it out. But because of the Men's Academy, I can now raise my voice and people will listen to me. Because I know I have backbones. I have people to tell me, Mariama, you can do it. So I can just do it. So this Men's Academy has created so much impact in our lives. If you are a mentor down there and you are part of the Men's Academy, I know you know what I'm talking about. So you see, this Men's Academy is really, really good for girls. And the most exciting thing about the Men's Academy is taking us through our personal journey. So you see, I know there are many, many things in this Men's Academy. And if you are part of this Men's Academy, believe me, you will not want to leave because we dance there. And there are so many dancing steps. Thank you very much, Auntie.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You've heard our stories. We've shared with you what our feminist workspace looks like for ourselves as staff at Purposeful and the people who interact with. We've also shared with you the work we do, the programs, the girls that we work with, the mentors that we work with. We also want to share with you our traumas, because I said initially, this is a story about the work we do, the things that give us joy, the challenges we face, and how we overcome these challenges. So for now, we're going to go over some of the things that traumatize us in this work that we do. We recognize that the work that we do sometimes adds to our trauma. We are traumatized by the horrors girls go through, and these horrors live with us every day. There are days when we get so frustrated that we question if our work is truly impactful or meaningful. We'll share a few of these traumatic experiences with you and the tools we use to survive and thrive. I must warn you that some of these stories are triggering. I'll now call Ami to share her story with us.
I was at the center of the Black Tuesday movement in Sierra Leone, a movement against sexual and gender-based violence in Sierra Leone. This initiative was led by Purposeful Asma James Foundation, and a lot of other actors and activists in Sierra Leone. One fateful afternoon, I was at home and I got a call from a vibrant activist. This person was accompanying us in all of our community engagements against sexual penetration and rape in Sierra Leone. A very trusted voice. This person called me and told me that their 6-year-old daughter was sexually penetrated in her school. I was really shocked. And I told them the first point of contact is the police. Make a report. They reported to a police station, and he called me and said, Aminata, I'm so frustrated. Like, I'm at the police station and the police are just telling me left and right. I don't know where to go. And just imagine, I'm an activist. And I said, okay, let me call. I tried to make several calls and I told them, just continue to tell them, like explain the importance of this. Maybe they will even prioritize it or something. But even despite being there for the entire day, no one was really paying attention. It was just ignored and all of the sort. And I called another activist to just go to the police station to just maybe tell them, because this activist was connected to the first aid, like just using different resources that I had personally as a person to just post things to ensure that this case is listened to. I realized that the officers that the incident was reported to were even telling the perpetrator how to get her, like claimed insanity, saying you got mad, you have been admitted, you have a certificate of being mad. They even reached out to the sanity home to say that this person is a certified, like lives with insanity. I was so frustrated. This really triggered me. I'm a mom. I have kids. I have girls that are 2, 3-year-old. It opened my eye to the reality. Even despite after the multiple dialogues we've had, people are reporting, or even when they report, they get faced with stumbling block. They don't know how to move forward. I felt threatened. I was scared to leave my babies at home. I realized that despite the voices that we were raising, like the system is so fixed, it's not moving, it's not responding to incidents of gender-based violence. I used the strength that I had to just push this case forward, and it received all the attention it got. That opened my eye. That made me realize that there is a gap in the system. I tried to push and question the Black Tuesday movement, question our mechanism, our approach, our methodology, question everything that we've done from the onset. And I thought we can't just leave it at community engagement. We should engage structures. We should push back. We should question. We should look at the laws that exist. We should look at the gaps that exist. And we push back, and this even led to the president declaring a state of emergency against rape and gender-based violence in Sierra Leone. And also it led to the revising of the Sexual Offences Act in Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
In this work we do, most time you've been triggered and claiming that you are feminist and the work you do and pushing forward what you want to say. As a young girl who exit child married at the age of 13, I ran away from home when my parents wanted me to get married at 13. So I fought throughout my life to be who I am today. And I guess my younger siblings stood at my shoulder because I was at the forefront, coming from a patriarchal home. So working at Purposeful and being that I was given the opportunity to be in one of the farthest districts just to go and support girls. There was this one time, because this is the first space I've ever shared my story openly. So there was this time I went to this community in Falaba and they were organizing something. But I didn't want to intrude because we were speaking with the mentors and we were having so much fun at the safe space. And then I saw some young boys around and they were like dancing and they said they have a marriage today. And then I said, who the bride is? And we were just sitting there and I saw the girl. He is around 12 years of age. Where I sat, I got frozen, I couldn't say anything, and my colleague was looking at me, Umu, what is it? Are you okay? And I said, do you see this? She's just a baby. She's 12 years of age, maybe 13, I was just guessing the age. And then I approached one of our female gender facilitator, and then I asked her, what is happening here? And then she told me this is how it's happening in these communities, and they take these young girls and they give them to marriages, sometimes because of a cow or because of a farm or because the man is a stakeholder. That got me triggered. And at that point in time, to be frank, I couldn't do anything. Everything is being arranged. The first thing I did was to speak with her. Why is this happening? And that was why we are having so many challenges with these girls in the community. They were telling us that when they are coming to the safe spaces, their parents normally stop them not to come because they will come and they will gain knowledge on how to resist. So that trauma got me like the whole month. I couldn't sleep. I was just thinking about the life of that 12-year-old girl. What could she do? Well, I thank God then we have like a wellness safe space. When I got back, I was so distraughted. I couldn't think straight. I was so frustrated. I was so angry. Like I keep snapping at anything that somebody says to me because it's just got me back as a 13-year-old girl who fought child marriage. I have a future now because I resisted. What will happen to the thousands of girls in these communities? That, like, there are no policies. Their policies are in our books. Do we implement them? So, yeah, I thank God I have the platform to speak. And as an organization, we are pushing the laws, we are pushing the policies, and we are working with key people to make sure that these things come to an end, and they need to change now.
Thank you, the both of you, for sharing with us your stories. And there are sometimes in this work we all feel helpless. We all feel like our impact, nothing is happening. But we understand that that is part of the process. There are days we're going to be angry and feel helpless. And at Purposeful, we're reimagining emotional healing and resilience through a wellness movement that revolutionizes individual and collective wellness and care, and decolonizes mental health strategies rooted in patriarchy and oppression. We are co-creating and exchanging strategies to lead a global conversation on wellness and to strengthen programs and access to the system of care in the African context. We are intentional in prioritizing our wellness and healing as a movement. We have co-created the first feminist wellness space in Sierra Leone. We acknowledge the importance of our rest, and we introduce the concept of radical rest, where we completely shut down our offices 3 times a year to give ourselves time to recharge and re-energize. So these are our stories about our traumas and our triggers, but I also want you to understand that for us, one of our most important thing is joy. We normally say in our space that joy, one of our motto is joy as resistance. So we are deliberate about our joy because we know joy is what we need to kickball all our traumas.
Joy is a powerful tool in our space. We use our joy to inspire our space, and the space is girls' whole.
We are not afraid to laugh out loud. We share in each other's laughter.
We have used our joy to kick back the patriarchy and oppression.
We find joy in the powerful stories of girls. We celebrate their wins and ours, and their level of resistance and solidarity keep our space on fire.
We no longer tell the stories of girls from a place of powerlessness, but from a place of joy, power, solidarity, resistance, and radical actions.
And if we are not dancing,
it is not our revolution.